A lot of companies, a lot of recruitment agencies are beginning to recruit healthcare workers to the United States and so many other parts of the world. In today's video, I'm going to be introducing you to a company that is currently recruiting internationally nurses to the United States with great benefits, full relocation package. They will support your family if they need to move to the United States. The interesting thing about this company is that they are going to pay you similar to someone that studied in the United States, which is really the reason why I decided to talk about them on this channel. And if you stay with me to the very end, I'm also going to show you a CV template that you can use to apply not just to this company but other international companies that you prefer to apply to. Okay, so stay with me to the very end. Let's go. Hi everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Lynda. I'm a registered nurse and I live and work in the United States. I lived in the UK and worked as a nurse for a while, and then I decided to move to the US. So in this channel, I share information about nursing abroad, getting jobs abroad, studying abroad, and remote job opportunities worldwide. Listen, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, subscribe, because I believe you will not regret being part of this family. A lot of my videos have helped people to move to the UK, and I'm beginning to see a lot of people also getting that motivation to apply for opportunities in the US that I'm beginning to share. Okay, so join the family and let's get it. This company is called Greenstaff Medical US. So about them, they said is a specialist healthcare staffing agency who has been providing high quality talent across the US since 2017, offering a blend of ad hoc contract and permanent employment options to our clients and candidates alike. So they have nurses readily available nationwide, including ICU, medical, surgical, labor, delivery, ER, psychiatric, to name a few. So they are accredited by the Joint Commission, NCAGE, SAM certified, and small business accredited. Okay, they have a variety of jobs, like I saw mouth-watering pay that they offer people that are already in the US, but now we're focusing on the international registered nurses. One important thing I need to share with you is that all these agencies that are coming out today, recruiting and all of that to the United States, United Kingdom, and the rest of it, people have different opinions and different experiences with them. So my top recommendation is that if you're interested in whether this company or any international company, I will ultimately send them an email, ask them questions directly. If you know your needs, like I keep talking about in this channel, if you know there are things that are specific to you, your skills are different, your family situation might be different, the best people that will tell you what they offer, how much they are going to pay you, how they can support you, and everything is that particular company. So you want to send them an email, ask them questions, request a call back. Many of them have that option of requesting for a call back or requesting for more information. You know, companies that are very responsive, that replies messages and actually are open to answer questions, those are the companies to go with. So for international nurses, that's people that are still outside, so they are dedicated to the recruitment of healthcare professionals. So our candidates are at the forefront of everything that we do. We have an international nursing employment program that is designed to help expand your nursing career, whether that be a F1 student or someone who has years of experience, who has already passed their NCLEX. So say not sure what NCLEX is, if you click here, they will explain everything, what NCLEX is, how you can register, how you can get your documents verified and all of that. But if you do have NCLEX already, they have that opportunity to actually help you. So click on one of these buttons to see your requirement. So they have the TN visa to permanent resident program, they have EB3 program, they have F1 to permanent resident program. So if you're already in the United States and studying as a nurse, this one will be suitable for you, because students in the United States, they have this F1 visa, right? So they can convert that to permanent resident for you. And for this one is the one I'm very familiar with, that's the one I use. So if you're an international nurse working in the UK or anywhere around the world and you have your NCLEX, they can also help you. Over here you see a lot of reviews that they already have. This is Nurse Lisa. I chose Greenstaff because I wanted it to be legit. I saw friends who successfully and safely arrived to the US. If you have been watching my videos, you notice that what I always encourage people is always go with agencies that have successfully, you have seen people that have successfully migrated with them, like they have very good reviews. You've seen people that actually moved with them. Okay, so this is really cool. So on their website they have like very good reviews. This one say excellent staff and reliable service, and their great incentives. So I mean, this is really cool. So for their benefit, they have vacancies in multiple nursing specialties across the US. They have competitive pay rate. They have full immigration sponsorship, your green card. They also have premium processing. Not every agency has this premium processing. So if you're working with any agency that has this premium processing as an international nurse, it's really cool. They also provide free accommodation for 30 days post deployment. So medical, dental, vision and life insurance, family and dependents application support, referral bonus, dedicated recruitment placement officer, reimbursements for required upfront costs such as your NCLEX and IELTS, application and support services, relocation assistance, 24/7 on the ground support, paid time off, continuous education and development. This is really cool, and they have a lot of amazing places that they actually have openings. They also have in Texas, where I am in. This is really cool. Go to applicant section, click on register, and it will bring you to this page. And then said you made the right start. There are so many jobs to choose from, and we'll make it easy for you. So what you need to do is upload your resume. Remember, I'm going to be sharing a tip on how you can arrange your resume so that when this employer sees it, it will be easy for them to see everything that they actually need. Okay, and then your account information, your name, your email address, confirm, and all of that, your skill information. And they also have a referral program, just like so many of these international companies that are recruiting healthcare workers. So this one, if you're already working with them, they are willing to pay you from $150 to $1,000 depending on the kind of healthcare worker you refer to them, and whether they live in the US or they live outside of the US. Then they also have the partnership opportunity. So if you are an independent external recruiter, a recruitment and staffing agency, and you want to partner with them to refer nurses, they are also willing to work with you and pay you a referral fee. Okay, so this is a cool company. They actually, they have a lot of benefits and perks and all of that, and I really find that it is really cool. But now it's for me to share with you a CV template that actually works. Here is a CV template that has always worked for me. Like if you have all these, so if I would say that if you're an international nurse and you're applying to agencies, this one is actually very good, because you will need to make your CV detailed, showing your experience, the licensing you have, the English proficiency and everything. I'm going to be showing you. So this may be different from if you're applying for, let's say you're applying for a job in your home country, or you are applying for let's say schooling. So that the CV will be different, but this one particularly is what I will use if I'm still in the UK applying to work with any agency, or I'm still in Nigeria applying to work with any agency. This is the CV that has worked for me over and over. When I applied to the agency I'm working with, they didn't have too many questions. They just sent me their exams when I sent this one. Okay, so you just need to put your last name, your address. You can also use a header. You can put your address in the header section, but you can also do it this way. Just make sure it's arranged. I'm going to share this template in the Telegram channel. Okay, so now you write your professional summary. What I can always recommend in professional summary is always to put the number of years of experience that you have, because as a nurse or as a healthcare professional, the number of years that you have worked actually says a lot about your skills. Okay, so the number of years of experience that you have had is good for you to always include it here. Okay, and then if you have experience, I would say you start with experience, but if you don't have a lot of experience, you can also start with your education. Okay, so if you said you have experience, you can start with your experience, where you work presently, and I'll say what you need to include especially is you put where you're working, the country where that hospital or healthcare organization is located, the city, the full address will be really good. Then the position, how many hours you're working. The how many hours just shows whether you are working permanent or pay them, or like part-time. Then the units that you're working, very important. If you're working in general medicine, you're working in medical surgical, you're working in tele, it's good for you to put it. The bed capacity of the unit is very important. Some people also include the bed capacity of the hospital, but the unit also tells a lot about the kind of workload that you are exposed to on a daily basis. And then the number of nurse to patient ratio, that is very good as well. So another thing that is very good for you to also make it very precise is the skills that you have, what you normally do, the cases that you care for, the common cases like your med-surg, you have like patients with colostomy that have respiratory issues, hypertension, Parkinson's. It's good for you to, because it tells the international agency the kind of place that they are likely to recommend you to work with, the kind of client you are likely to work for, and then the equipment that you have used. Some people, depending on the country where you're coming from, maybe you don't have a lot of technology that you use, but you do have you have experience using some things that in your own country, you list it here. If you have experience working with all these new technologies that they use in the hospital, then it's a very big plus for you. Go ahead and list as many of them as possible that you know that you can use. I just make sure I put 10 each, 10 skills, 10 cases, equipment, so that you can choose from this and also add your own. Okay, so the same way, if you have worked somewhere else, just copy this whole thing, right, and put in the next section, edit it, the place, the position. If you've not used some of the machines that you are using currently, you don't use it there, you can delete it, just edit it. So but make sure that these things are included, so that when you see your CV, they are able to actually say, okay, this is the kind of nurse that you are. Okay, the next one is very important, the education. So education can come before the experience, but it can also come later. Okay, so education, you write when you graduated, the certificate, if it is bachelor's or if it is diploma, depending on the certificate of nursing that you got, you can put that. Then the certification or trainings that you have got. Okay, so the training, you can just mention the trainings, BLS training, respiration training, maybe ventilation training, all those ones you can put it here. Who provided such training, what kind of certification did you get, you can put it on that certification and training. Okay, and then licensure is very important. The license that you have, if you are working in a different country, let's say UAE, you can write that one. Even the license number, you can decide to put that. Usually I put that, and the date of issue. So date of issue, we tell them whether you have those licenses are still current and all of that. Then English proficiency. In IELTS before, you can also include that here. If you don't have IELTS, okay, you can say about to test or something like that, or you don't include it at all. Then your references, you can put the references like your college usually the references that really work is your preceptor where you are currently working, or your manager, a registered professional where you are currently working, someone from your school, and someone that can attest for your character. Those three, very good. So when you now submit it and they need additional information, but usually this actually gives the whole profile. Another thing that you can decide to add as well is if you have done CGFNS. So on this page I said English proficiency. If you don't have English proficiency but you have CGFNS, you can include that here. If you have SES reports already from CGFNS, you can put. If you have visa screen already from CGFNS, you can decide to put it here. Okay, so very important that I want to show you here is what you can include in your experience. So you not just write roles and responsibilities and that is it. So for international companies, they are looking at the kind of environment where you're working. So it's the equipment and the cases that you see and the skills that you currently use, nursing skills that you currently practice in that particular unit, that will tell them the kind of nurse that you are. But if you just like say generally like a normal CV, it might not showcase the kind of strength that you have as a nurse. Okay, so I'm going to leave this template. If you don't have a very good CV or don't have the standard, you can download it, you can use this, modify it. I'm going to leave it in the Telegram group. You can use it to apply to this particular company and modify it over the years to use it and apply for so many other things that you want. Okay, I'm going to make a separate video where I'm going to show you different types of CVs, especially if you want to study in the US or UK, for instance, I have a different CV for that. I already talked about it in one of my videos about the CV video I did for healthcare assistants. I've already also done a CV before for nurses, but I can do an updated one where I can show you the one you can use in your home country, for the one you can use to apply for international companies, the one you can use to apply if you want to study abroad. Okay, so let me know if there are anything that you want me to include or questions that you have in the comment section, and I actually wish you the very best.